Hey everyone, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. This is my dwarf nasturtium. It is dropping a whole bunch of seed, so check under your nasturtiums this time of the year in spring and check out what's going on. The other thing that I found out was going on, I always hand water, which is great because you get to figure out what's going on in your garden. I found all of these things which I thought might not have kept going, but they are our little beetroot or beets, which were a little stunted over winter, and they're coming back. All the other ones are, but these ones were locked up underneath the poor little, oh, my hand is not big enough. These ones were hiding under the nasturtium, so I spread it out lengthways in the garden bed a bit so that they will have a chance of actually growing. I thought I'd show you the eventual growth habit of these poppies. This is just one plant which has fallen over. It was completely upright when the little steps and strawberries were here, and then when we moved the steps and we were going to move the garden bed, so we took this off and it flopped over because it's so close to the edge there. I just left it and I thought, oh, I'll just water it a lot and see if it comes back. So now it's just a swathe of poppies. So don't despair if your poppies get moved or upset. They might still be okay, and everything else in here is okay, so I'm happy. My beautiful sweet peas are looking gorgeous. Quite a few are out now. I bought a couple more pink flowering strawberries today. I was looking for ones with runners on them, these little bits. They're brand new little plants that are going to come along. So that's like an umbilical cord. You leave that on until this little plant is established. Some people cut them off, some people don't. I eventually do, but sometimes I don't. And sometimes you get another little plant along the edge like this. If you don't cut it off, that might turn into a little plant. So I'm just going to quickly plant these with a little bit of cow manure. So happy to see that even my Stella Cherries, which were a bit blotchy, are blushing. Beautiful colour there. These ones win the prize for colour so far. They will colour up to a dark reddish colour, and yeah, then they'll be ready to eat. Pretty excited for that. Looks like they'll be ready before Christmas. My blue rose blueberry still has the most blueberries out of all of my blueberries. Well, the sunshine blue ones are too small, and the other one, I did take too many branches off for cuttings in autumn. Well, at the end of summer it actually was. But my granddaughter was here this morning, and she was pretty excited to come outside and check the blueberries. She insisted that some were ripe, about that colour. I said, oh, they might be a bit spicy, which was the only way I could explain they might be a bit too tart and not ready yet, because I couldn't say they were too green because they're not green. She did screw up her face a bit, but she was adamant that they were still tasty. So good on her. She's a little gardener in training. Here's a dwarf stringworth bean that I planted yesterday. It does not have any new holes, and I put the sharp mulch around it that we made with our own mulcher. A lot of mulch is really sharp in Queensland. When we had mulch in the backyard, if we were whippersnipping near it or weed eating, brush cutting, we would have to make sure our gumboots or our shin guards were on because it's so sharp it would cause damage to our legs. So perhaps snails and slugs don't like crawling over it. Haven't had any trouble with slaters or roly-polies, or scrunch bugs as some kids in Australia call them. So far so good. I'm pretty excited, to the extent that I'm thinking of putting mulch all the way along here. I have enough to do that, so I should do that before it becomes soil, which would be ideal. But yeah, I think this is going to be the plan. I was thinking of doing it anyway, but to be able to just plant something there is fantastic and not have it get eaten overnight, especially since we've had rain in the last couple of days as well. So I will do some direct sowing of beans as well, because this trellis is here, it needs to be used. The asparagus has really kicked along. I'll open the net in a minute, but look at this. It wants to be free. So I will take the net off this section at least. I think I can take that off without hurting it. I will take it off this section, this bed, soon, because so my next bed has a cabbage in it, and so does the one beyond. Has lots in that one. So I really don't want to let the cabbage butterfly in at the last minute, but I can actually gather up this net to this point, and that will let my asparagus just do their thing. I'll show you under the net, they're pretty cool. There we go. It's free, and now it's going to fall over. Oh, poor little asparagus. You'll be properly free soon. I'll just prop it up there. It's got some tiny little flower buds and flowers. Sweet little bell flowers. So as before, I'm not sure if we will actually get berries. Well, yeah, I guess they're little berries, little seeds. I have had seeds before in Queensland when I was growing asparagus. So I'm pretty excited that these are hopefully going to give us at least asparagus next year. This one was a crown in November a year ago when we first came back from Queensland. These ones are seedlings from a friend, so I haven't been able to harvest from them. I could have harvested maybe this biggest one, but I really wanted to get a lot of nutrients in there and get the root growing really well before I started to harvest any spears from it. So this coming spring, this will be able to be harvested a little bit. Spring as in a year's time. This is our lovely Thai pink egg tomato. I recently took some more leaves off the bottom. More leaves and branches. This one's doing even better. Quite big. They're the first tomatoes that I planted out in the garden, so they've had the most amount of time to acclimatise, and they do have flowers. So that's pretty exciting. I thought I'd show you what I'm doing with this latest one going to seed. This is a sugarloaf cabbage. I have a lot of seed coming along for that kind of cabbage all along here. There's a bird whistling in the tree. I wonder if it's an escaped bird. Getting my attention. Alright, so this is a lot of seed for a sugarloaf cabbage. So with all of this, we don't need this to go to seed. So I'm just going to cut it off and put it in the compost so it will be used. And yep, that's just the way it goes. So just getting in there with some tough secateurs. Cut it off so that the roots can rot down and nourish the soil. And that'll be another addition to my leaf pile. Probably not my compost, because it really exudes a lot of gas when I put brassicas in my compost, in my bucket system. So it'll go on the leaf pile. I also wanted to show you these Silverbeet or Chard that I have cut off and they've resprouted. This one is going to seed yet again, so that's alright. I'll harvest some leaves from that and I'll chop it off again. These ones are behaving themselves over here. It's like we've got another flush of foliage here. In the yellow, the sunrise yellow, and the white stemmed one. And that one's just a general, I think it's a forward hook, that one. And our red onions are coming along really well, so they will be ready once they're flopping over like the other onions. Well, there you go. There's a little update. Can't wait for my Savoy cabbage. Truly majestic. And my kohlrabi seeds are nearly ready. I'll wait until a few more are dried out and really big. I'm still watering that plant. And too bad about the flowers up the top, that's alright. We will have plenty of seed for next year. In autumn, I guess. Late summer, autumn, when I plant my kohlrabi again. I hope you're having fun in your garden. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.